swinging in, and it is a fair ball, and Wayzata wins it. Champlin Park back to state for the third straight year. Welcome to Sports Jam for this Thanksgiving week. I'm Jay Wilcox.
I'm John Jacobson. This week in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll catch up with a former Hopkins volleyball star who was a key part of one of the nation's top teams at the University of Minnesota.
And I'll look ahead to this week's Turkey Trot boys hockey tournament with the host Wayzata Trojans. Up first, the state girls swimming and diving meet. We have a lot of good athletes from the northwest suburbs who aim for spots on the medal stand. Highlights from the Class AA meet. The 200 freestyle is close. Edina's Claudia Chang pulls away from Armstrong's Sierra Smith to win with a time of 150.38, 0.2 of a second ahead of Smith. Another battle in the 100 butterfly as Hopkins' Molly Meelan tries to catch Southwest's Peyton DiEmanuel. Meelan can't quite get there and settles for the runner-up spot. In the 100 freestyle, Wayzata senior Jordan McGinty fights off a very good field and takes gold. The future Gopher is also second in the 200 IM. The 500 freestyle, it's another win for Chang of Edina, but Armstrong freshman Zoe Bresnahan isn't far behind and she takes second place. In the last race of the night, Wayzata's McGinty anchors her team to fourth place in the 400 freestyle relay. We talked to McGinty after the meet about wrapping up her time as a high school swimmer.
My whole high school career, being a state champ has just been my dream, and I think just seeing it actually come true just was, I don't know, it was just really exciting to see that all my hard work had paid off and that this was finally the time that had come.
As we check the team scores, Lake Conference teams take the top 4 spots in AA. Edina is the champion, followed by Minnetonka, Wayzata, and Eden Prairie. Armstrong places 5th. Also, Hopkins is 11th. Osseo, Maple Grove, and Champlin Park also score points in the meet. In Class A, Brack is 3rd behind Visitation and Hutchinson. The Mustangs' Yvonne Gia won the 200 IM and 100 butterfly. Caitlin Phelps won the 100 backstroke, and the Breck 200 medley relay team also took first. Benilde St. Margaret's is 6th, and the Red Knights' Taylor Williams won the 100 and 200 freestyle.
The state adapted soccer tournament featured 2 local teams who came into the tournament undefeated, but both lost in the semifinals. The Robbinsdale Hopkins Robins played Rochester for 3rd place in the tournament's PI division. Nice pass by the Robins' Marcus Brady. The Sam rolls and the sophomore shoots and scores, tying the score at 1 in the first half. Same score in the second half. Rochester's Matthew Horseman converts on Kirk Peterson's pass, and they go ahead of the Robins 2-1. But Robbinsdale comes back. Nice move around the defender by Rolls, and then his left-footed shot into the net, tying the score at 2. Under 7 minutes to play, and Rolls wins it. His 3rd goal of the game puts the Robins ahead 3-2. No more scoring the rest of the way as Robbinsdale Hopkins Mound West Tonka wins this defensive battle 3-2, taking home the 3rd place trophy. In the tournament's CI division, Park Center was unbeaten throughout the regular season. The Pirates lost their semifinal game at state. So like the Robins, they played for 3rd place where they met the Chaska-Chan Prior Lake Shakopee co-op team. First half of this game, Mohammed Kona passes to Alfred Kona, and he blasts a shot in, and the Pirates take a 2-0 lead just 2.5 minutes in. Trailing 3-1, Chaska-Chan pulls back to within 1. Nathan Kotzienda rips a shot into the back of the net, and it's 3-2. They would later tie the score at 3. But Alfred Connor breaks the score. Some nice moves by the junior frees him up for a clear shot. His goal puts Park Center ahead 4-3 at halftime. Only 1 goal in the second half. Connor scoring again. He nets all 5 Park Center goals on the day. Park Center finishes the season on a high note. They take 3rd place with a 5-3 win. So not the championships the Pirates and Robins were aiming for, but not too bad to take 3rd.
That's right. You get a trophy at the end, and some good close games, too. That makes it for a good tournament. I think there's a lot more balance than there used to be in both of those divisions. Stay with us. Still to come, our Sports Jam all-area soccer teams. And later, we catch up with a Hopkins grad who was a big part of the Gophers' volleyball success. Welcome back to Sports Jam.
Some senior athletes from the area put their college choices in writing on the first day of the November signing period. A big ceremony at Champlin Park High School where 11 seniors were recognized in several sports. 4 girls from Champlin Park State Championship volleyball team signed to play Division I volleyball, while Holly Blaska, also a member of that Rebels volleyball team, signed for softball at Division I Miami of Ohio. At Armstrong, 4 girls signed letters of intent. Leah Rudd at Montana State for Nordic skiing. Carly Kerschel for basketball at Bucknell. Nikki Harnett for hockey at New Hampshire. And Mayula Shamlunsik to play lacrosse at Grand Valley State in Michigan. Several other schools hosted ceremonies as well, including Wayzata, where over a dozen seniors were recognized. And congratulations to all of those who signed.
Now to our first all-area teams for the fall season. We had some excellent boys soccer players and teams in the Northwest Suburbs. Totino Grace repeated as Northwest Suburban Conference champs, and Wayzata won a section title. We've consulted with local coaches and proudly present our Sports Jam all-area boys soccer team. We'll start our Sports Jam boys soccer team in goal with one of the state's best keepers. Brex Hudson Hecker posted a 13-2-3 record with 14 shutouts and a 0.32 goals against. Hecker earned first-team All-State honors and has great technical skills. Our defenders include number 5 Drew Collins of Champlin Park, an All-Metro and All-State pick as well as a repeat selection for our team. Collins is one of the state's best defenders and shut down 2 of the conference's top strikers. Collins is being recruited by several Division I schools. Number 20, Jimmy Ostapek, was a 3-year starter for Wayzata and played in 3 state tournaments. A solid one-on-one defender, Ostapek was a great leader for the Trojans. Number 4, Josh Taylor of Breck, was a dominant defender for the Mustangs. A first-team All-State and All-Metro second-team pick, Taylor was team MVP and chipped in with 3 goals and 2 assists. He's headed to West Point. Number 12, Caleb Robinson of Maple Grove rounds out our defenders. He was named Best Defender for the Crimson and earned all-conference honors. He had 2 goals and 3 assists as a big part of the Crimson corner kicks. Our midfielders include number 13, Prince Massaquoi of Osseo. The all-conference selection had 3 hat tricks this season and totaled 13 goals and 6 assists. Fared well against Orioles rivals Park Center and Champlin Park. Number 17, Stuart Sain of Wayzata wrapped up a strong 4-year career by earning All-State and second-team All-Metro honors. Creative as a distributor and shooter, Sain had 4 goals and 11 assists and scored the game winner in overtime against top seed Washburn to send the Trojans to the Section 6AA title game. Number 9, Jack Gleckler of Maple Grove is another 4-year player. The Crimson team MVP, all-conference pick Gleckler, had 7 goals and 4 assists and will play collegiately at St. Thomas. Number 10, Herbert Endley of Totino Grace leads our forwards. The Star Tribune Metro Player of the Year and Class A Mr. Soccer winner, Endley had 24 goals and 11 assists. He's the all-time leading scorer for TG and will play for Indiana. Number 10, Chief Williams of Park Center earned second-team All-State honors. Fast and strong on the ball, Williams had 13 goals and 4 assists and is a great finisher. Number 7, Stevenson Lamar of Totino Grace earned first-team All-State honors. Equally good as a distributor and scorer, Lamar had 15 goals and 6 assists for an Eagles team that was ranked number 1 in the state before falling in their section final. Rounding out our squad is Champlin Park forward number 9, Caleb Haynes. An all-conference and second-team All-State pick, Haynes had 15 goals and 2 assists for the Rebels, who won 11 games this fall. It's a great group, the Sports Jam all-area boys soccer team. And these guys had good seasons too, the honorable mention picks for boys soccer.
Maple Grove, Wayzata, and Benilde St. Margaret's all reached the state tournament in girls soccer this year. Those are just 3 of the schools with players represented on the 2018 Sports Jam girls soccer team.
Let's start our team with a talented group of forwards. Maple Grove's number 19, Manon McMahon, set school single-season records for points this year. The senior netted 22 goals with 12 assists. The three-time all-conference player was named first-team All-State. Park Center's number 7, Gabby Bieberg, was a versatile and talented performer and a bright spot for the Pirates this fall. The junior scored 13 goals, second most for a season in PC history. She was all Northwest Suburban Conference. Champlin Park's number 6, Alex Lotz, was a big reason why the Rebels finished with their best record in 12 years. The diminutive forward was a tough competitor and talented too. The senior scored 24 goals in the year and was the team's offensive MVP and selected first-team All-State.
Right out of the picture book.
Now to the midfield at Wayzata's number 2, Lily Gilbertson. The Class AA finalist for Ms. Soccer was named first-team All-Metro and first-team All-State. She netted 4 goals to go along with 17 assists and will play Big Ten soccer next year at Northwestern. Benilde St. Margaret's number 7, Amanda Cassidy, was a huge contributor for the Red Knights. The senior midfielder scored 20 goals and added 8 assists. She was second-team All-Metro and will play next year at Loyola Chicago. Number 6, Lavin Douglas, is a talented midfielder who finished her 4-year career at Hopkins this fall. The All-Lake Conference and All-State player heads to North Dakota State next season to continue her playing career. Maple Grove's number 12, LJ Kolodge, played a great midfield for an outstanding Crimson team. The Ms. Soccer finalist was named first-team All-Metro this fall and twice selected first-team All-State. Kolodge scored 7 goals with 8 assists on the season. Number 14, Wayzata's Megan Maleka, was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year for the Trojans. The senior defender scored 3 goals this year and capped a great career by being named first-team All-Metro and All-State. She'll play next year at DePaul University. Maleka's teammate, number 6, Eva Brewer, was another top-notch defender for the Trojans. She was a top-scoring defender on Wayzata, netting 8 goals.
Good quick pass. Brewer will put it toward the net and in.
The second-team All-State player made the All-Tournament team at State and will play next year at the University of Minnesota. Cooper's number 21, Nora Griffin-Wiesner, helped the Hawks team improve in her 5 years of varsity soccer. Her coach said Nora possesses tenacity, technical skill, work ethic, and an infectious enthusiasm for the game. The All-Conference senior will play at Minnesota Duluth next year. Maple Grove's number 17, Jasmine Gates, was a rock-solid defender for the Crimson. The senior played in 4 section championships and 2 state tournaments. A shutdown defender, Gates was a 4-time All-Northwest Suburban Conference player. Armstrong's number 5, Julia Rawls, was a multiple-time All-Northwest Suburban Conference defender for the Falcons. The senior finished the season with a goal and 3 assists. She was named second-team All-State. Finally, our goalies, and Wayzata's Madison Lowe. The senior is one of the best keepers in the state. She finished her career with 20 shutouts, 6th best in the school's rich soccer history. Lowe had a goals against average this season of 0.54 and will join teammate Lily Gilbertson at Northwestern next year. Finally, Champlin Park's Malia Brady posted 9 shutouts this fall and allowed just 14 goals on the season for a very good Rebels team. The All-Conference Junior has won the team's Rebel Award for 3 consecutive years. That's our squad, and it's a good one. The 2018 Sports Jam All-Area Girls Soccer Team.
And here are the honorable mention selections for girls soccer.
Well, that's a pretty good team there, John.
Yeah, it's a good team, both boys and girls soccer. Next week, we'll have our all-area teams in football and volleyball. Coming up next in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we catch up with former Hopkins volleyball standout Samantha Seliger-Swenson as she enjoys a great senior season for the Gophers. The regular season in NCAA Division I women's volleyball ends this weekend. The University of Minnesota is a team that has a chance to continue playing well into December. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we catch up with the Gophers All-American setter who got her start at Hopkins High School.
4 years have gone by in a hurry for Gophers senior volleyball player Samantha Seliger-Swenson. The 3-time All-American and Hopkins High School graduate can't believe her time in maroon and gold is almost over.
It really feels like a blink of an eye. And the seniors every year say, when you're in our shoes, you're going to look back and say it flew by, and you don't really feel that until you're a senior. So I'm starting to feel that now, and it's It's crazy.
Swenson is part of a talented Gophers team ranked 3rd in the country and coming into this week undefeated in Big Ten play. Outside of just talent, the senior setter says there's a reason for this year's success.
We're all very committed to the same goal, which is to win the Big Ten, to win the national championship, and just to be the best we can be. And I feel like in the past there may have been lines between classes and senior freshman lines, and this year I feel like we're just one big unit.
Sam's outstanding play as perhaps the nation's top collegiate setter is not gone unnoticed by those who follow the game.
She is one of the most deceptive setters in the nation in a long time. One of my favorite things she does, she's seen the ball so much that she looks off the ball and gets her eyes across the net, seeing if the middle blocker is going to give anything up. So she puts her hitters in a great position, turned herself into a fantastic defensive setter as well.
Senator Swenson played 6 years of high school volleyball with her mom Vicki as her head coach at Hopkins. Fast forward to November 9th, where Vicki and Eric Swenson and Sam's 3 younger sisters were there to support her on senior night at the U.
It was very memorable and special just to be on the court with my sisters and my parents, and just to kind of reflect on the past 4 years. It's gone by quickly, but they've been there every single step of the way for me, and not just in my college career, but high school and everything before that. They've been there from day one of my volleyball career, and now they're here on my senior night as a Gopher. It was just a really special memory for me and my family.
As one of 3 seniors for the Gophers, Sam has taken on a leadership role with the team, something she enjoys and is very good at too.
I think certainly this year especially she's been a great example, not just in word but in action, of how it has to happen here for us to sustain the kind of success that we're trying to sustain. So she's been a great example for the incoming freshmen, and I think, for any of our athletes, just the idea that we want to make sure the space between what we say and what we do is really small, and I think she's a good example of that as well.
I love helping them out with that. I would say our freshmen are a lot more composed than I ever was, so I'm really proud of them for just the way that they come in and they can compete and they don't really act like freshmen at all. You would think that they've been in the league for a long time now, and they do such a great job of being consistent on the court and at practice and handling their schoolwork and all the pressures that come with a transition.
That willingness to help others extends beyond the volleyball court. Sam is a finalist for the Senior Class Award, a prestigious national honor for NCAA athletes that recognizes leadership, commitment to academics, and work in the community. Sam spends a lot of hours visiting with kids at Children's Hospital.
So many young kids look up to Gopher athletes, and even though it's easy for us to overlook that, kids who are in the hospital fighting for their lives, it's just so humbling because life could be so much worse, and to see the positivity that they still have, it really encourages us to do our best every single day.
Volleyball's Final Four comes to Target Center in Minneapolis in December. The Gophers have a great shot to be a part of it. After missing out last year, Sam and her teammates say they are on a mission.
This off season, we kind of had that in the back of our minds every day when we were lifting, conditioning, and practicing. Like, the Final Fours were cool, but that still wasn't our goal. And the Sweet 16, that wasn't what we wanted. And just that made us work that much harder because we don't want to fall short again this year.
Sam studied abroad in Italy for a month last summer and is a business and marketing education major. She graduates in December and then hopes to play volleyball professionally overseas somewhere. Sports Jam returns in a moment as Jay talks turkey trot hockey with the Wayzata boys.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. It's that time of year again, the Turkey Trot Tournament hosted by the Wayzata boys coming up this weekend. We're joined by a couple of the Trojans and also Coach Pat O'Leary. And starting off with Tommy Berglund, get through the tryout process, get a few practices under your belt, and then jump on the ice for the Turkey Trot. How exciting is that tournament for you guys usually?
It's going to be a blast. It's always the best time of the year. Get out there with the boys for the first time. It's always wonderful. Makes it worth it all year.
Tell me about makeup of the team this year. I know you lost some pretty good seniors from last year, but how are you feeling about the way things are looking so far?
Looking good. A little bit younger this year, but all good kids coming up, and it should be a really good group.
Obviously, the Turkey Trot brings together 4 pretty good programs, too, and I think all of them have been kind of on an upswing in the last few years, too. How cool is it to get tested right away and play? And it seems like really no matter which team you play, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, every year it's a great a great game that we get at the first couple games are great, and it kind of brings together our team really well at the start of the year so we can finish tough.
All right, good luck this season, and thanks for joining us. And Joel Matthews, you know, how much do you look forward to jumping out on the ice that first weekend with a big crowd on hand and everything?
Oh, I'm absolutely excited. All summer we're just preparing for this moment, and to finally be back in it, it's just awesome.
You guys made it through the tryout process now and everything, and obviously you graduated some guys that have been in this program for quite a while, but do you feel pretty confident about the group coming up and what you have this year?
Yeah, like Tommy said, we got a young team, but they're ready to play. Everybody wants to prove themselves. We also got a lot of seniors who have a lot of experience, and they're just ready to go.
What do you like best about that opening weekend? You know, what's the biggest benefit to your team, would you say?
Biggest benefit is everybody's finally able to show themselves, and like I said, we've all been preparing for this, so we're just out there. This is kind of where we start building our team and our relationships, and out there ready with the fans. Everybody's there, everybody's excited.
All right, happy Thanksgiving and have fun at Turkey Trot.
Thank you.
And Coach Pat O'Leary, obviously you're getting through the process of tryouts is probably a good thing for coaches to be able to get behind you, but how do you feel about what you've seen so far and getting into these first practices?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, like I always say, it's a tough week for the coaching staff and the families and the parents. I mean, you know, there's some kids that didn't make it that maybe thought they should have or could have, and there's a lot of kids that are happy about what's happening right now, and they all worked really hard. So, yeah, I mean, we got a good group, good call. You know, our captains are all good kids and work really hard. You know, played in some big games, and like those guys said, we got a couple young guys that are trying to step into the mix here, and you know, a lot of one at a younger age. So we're excited. You know, we got a good mix of speed and strength, so we're excited for the season to get going.
In a big school like theirs, there's no surprise that, you know, you had a pretty big group of seniors last year. You know, how do you replace some of those guys who had been in the program for so long?
Well, I've said this for a couple of years now. There's some guys you can't replace, obviously, you know, but you know, we'll find a way to fill those gaps, and a couple guys need to step up and, you know, put a couple more pucks in the net and leadership in the locker room. But yeah, I'm excited about our leadership this year, and it should be a fun year.
I think all four of these teams generally draw well in their home rinks anyway, but the fact that it is on a Thanksgiving weekend like this, I think you draw some just casual fans too. And is that fun to see?
Yeah, and you definitely get casual fans. One thing I love about the most, and that's why we've kept it, is our, you know, our alumni is in town from, you know, whether they live here and work here or they go, you know, they're in college somewhere, they come home to see their families on Thanksgiving, and it's really fun to see a lot of our, you know, alumni players specifically be able to come and watch our guys and you know, see where the program's at.
Pat, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the weekend.
Looking forward to it.
All right, Pat O'Leary, the head coach of the Wayzata boys hockey team again. They're getting set to host the CCX Turkey Trot Hockey Tournament coming up Friday and Saturday right here at Plymouth Ice Center. Maple Grove, Edina, and Holy Family coming in as well. We'll be back with our plays of the week in just a moment, but first a look at the schedule for the Turkey Trot.
Clean opportunity and a goal. But that's it. Another chance for Wayzata. Deep backhander and a goal.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, she won't miss when you get her in that tight. You hit a nice move.
Winter fun for the whole family on December 1st at the annual Crystal Winterfest at the Crystal Community Center. Find out more at ccxmedia.org under cities and in the community.
And that will do it for this week's show. Next week, we put a wrap on the fall season with our all-area volleyball and football teams.
We invite you to come out to Plymouth Ice Center for the Turkey Trot Tournament or watch the games on CCX Saturday. Have a happy Thanksgiving.